Want to know the difference between The Rock and you jabronis? The Rock makes the turtleneck and fanny pack look good. Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show, reviews. I am Jen Thépuppét, your resident Fabricant and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And this week, we are talking about Young Rock, Episode 4, entitled Check Your Head. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Stick around because I have opinions. If you smell what Young Rock is cooking. Young Rock Episode 4, Check Your Head, follows young Dewey, young 18-year-old Dewey, freshman at University of Miami, on the football squad, and his first foray into success, I suppose you could say, as he tries to make the starting lineup as a freshman. And, hey, looks like he's on his way to do it. He shows up in practice, kicks butt, and kind of makes some older players look a little bad, and that gets him a little recognition, in particular from some local celebrities. Hey, like Uncle Luke, aka a member of the Two Live Crew at the time. You young people, if you don't remember this, Two Live Crew was a thing back in the late 80s and the 90s, and they're from Miami. Hey, so a lot of these celebrities in Miami would hang out around the University of Miami, and they took a liking to young Dwayne Johnson, because he looks like he was going to be a beast, and everything's looking up. He has all these plans. He's going to make it, become a great football player, join the NFL, and buy his parents' house. Meanwhile, his family has sort of moved on from the last episode, because it's years later. They're not in Pennsylvania anymore. They moved down to Tampa because he's going to the University of Miami. But in this episode, the hard times are felt by young Dwayne Johnson, because in practice, right before the big game, the first day where he's going to suit up and make his mark, he gets a season-ending shoulder injury. And now he has to be a redshirt and sit on the sidelines. And as he says, wear jeans on Saturdays. And by the way, great mom jeans there, young Dwayne. Oh, that's fashion for the 80s, yeah. But the fun thing about this episode really was, it was all about check your head. It was really about adversity. We saw his dad working through adversity in previous episodes. This one, something really devastating happens. He literally reaches, rock bottom. He reaches rock bottom. Just checks out of caring about football, checks out of caring about school, and just checks out about anything, and just runs away to Tampa as soon as he can to, before the finals and everything, because he's just so down about, his whole plan being dashed in front of him. And so it kind of takes going there and his dad kind of talking to him to figure out that's not all about, it's not all about how you get knocked down. It's how you get back up. It's how you fight through it. And we see the sort of warrior spirit, the fighting spirit that his dad and his mom and his relatives have kind of imbued in him. And he just loses his way a little bit. And he just needs a way back. Along that way, though, it's all very funny the way he sort of deals with everything. I know it's apparent that he's getting invited to Luther Campbell, Uncle Luke's party, and Luther Campbell knows him by name. But he's rocking his coolest styles. If you ever seen that picture of The Rock with the turtleneck and the silver chain and the fanny pack, oh my God, I cannot believe, in a hilarious fashion, they totally recreate that. It's so good. It is such a great little joke if you're in the know about The Rock. Love that part. I love the parts where his parents are like, "Yay, we're in Tampa. We got this coupon book. Let's go see everything. We're gonna swim with the dolphins." That's just really fun. It's good to see that his parents had a good relationship, at least at that time. It was a little saddening to see his grandmother in her situation, but we're assured we're going to see more later, so I'm really looking forward to that. But really seeing him just descend into just being depressed and everything, and admitting, hey, I was depressed at the time, that we didn't talk about it, and no one really could have helped me at the time. And going to his parents' house and just hanging out on the couch and eating them out of house and home because he's a big ass dude. That was good stuff to really see the kind of vulnerable side of The Rock. It was fun to see him on the line trying to get into a party, and some little dude that knows judo or whatever, a judo champion, challenging him. He's like, "Nah, I'm good on that. I'm not going to look stupid around this guy." There's a lot of just little fun bits in here, a lot of fun nods. But this show continues to do what I think is the right thing. It's heart. It's heartfelt. It does a lot of character building. You get to see many sides of someone. Someone's not all good, not all bad. You get to see their ups and downs. There's a lot of struggle and triumph and all that. It's really cool to see, especially for, young Dwayne, to see that your plans don't always work out and you have to just get back up. I love that he admits he had a .7 grade point average. How that, as the coach said, the dolphin that they put in, just as a stunt had a .9. It's pretty, you have to work hard to get a .7. Really, it's a hard work to do that. So, but at the end, you get in your mind that at the end of the day, that The Rock, thanks to his dad and thanks to people supporting him, was able to get his head straight. He was able to check his head, get his head straight, get his head back in the game, rededicate himself, and I assume the next year come back even stronger. Because that's who The Rock is. He's a hard work sort of person. He's going to drive towards his goal. And that's how we're seeing the way he was forged into that sort of man. So overall, love the episode. Loving young Rock in general. This is a comedy, a sitcom, but it's not always funny. Sometimes it's just keeping it real. And I love the keeping it real part of it. Love seeing The Rock show us other sides of himself and his family. And I can't wait to see the very next episode. All right, so what did you guys think about this episode? And what did you think about my review? I'd appreciate it if you could hit me up down in the comments. Or, of course, you can hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And we could chop it up, talk about more young Rock, about The Rock in general, about where this show may be going. Can't wait to see more of those episodes. All right, all you Fleshbags and all you Fabricans, thanks for joining me for this review of Young Rock, Episode 4, Check Your Head. And join me here next week for the next episode of Young Rock. Until then, I've been Jen Thépuppét, your resident Fabricant and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.